Hi. Are you Trish?
Yes, I am.
Hi. Just saying everything's being recorded. What's going on today?
So it started off as she's supposed to be coming and getting my stepson.
Devisha? Okay.
Supposed to be coming and getting my stepson. She
Okay.
has a tendency to show up with torn apart car seats, people without valid driver's licenses.
Okay.
So 2 weeks ago, she started having whoever was bringing her, the Lyft company originally, just show me that they have a valid driver's license. Well, I asked for a driver's license. Well, first, I wasn't coming outside until I found out that the Lyft company wasn't here because I got into
What Lyft company?
It's like a taxi
Okay.
company. But right out here 2 weeks ago, he backed right into me and then left the scene. And that's an ongoing thing. I put in a call to the corporal. He called and left me a voicemail because I had missed his call, and I'm just waiting for him to call back. They did it like a hit and run or something.
Right.
2 weeks ago. So I wouldn't come out at first, and she left and came back. She said that her friend was going to drop her off and she was just going to take the bus.
Okay.
So I come outside when she knocks on the door. She goes back down here. She's literally standing right here. I'm standing right here up against the door. I'm on the phone with my husband. I said, okay, well, what do you want me to do? Because she's going to take him in this car. She won't show me she has a car seat for him. She won't show me that whoever has a valid driver's license, and that's what they have been doing. So
who's they?
My husband and her.
So they've got a verbal agreement.
Agreement that they have been doing it. I have.
Is it verbal or in writing or through court or what?
They're going back to the Fulcrum building on the 10th to have it added to their court order. It's just verbal as of right
Okay.
now. So she comes up the stairs and gets in my face, showing me these text messages apparently between her and my husband. And I step back. At that point, I could get the door open. So I step back, and I said, I need you to get out of my face. And so I got him in my ear, babe, don't just go in the house, and I'll just deal with it at court on Monday. So then he tells me, well, if she's going to go and she's going to take the bus, or she's just going to leave with him, that's fine. Go outside. So I come outside and ask her what she's doing. Are you going on the bus with him? What's your deal? So that he can go. He's ready.
She's got him at this point?
No, she does not have him.
He's in the house?
Yeah.
How old is the boy?
He's 6.
Okay.
She hasn't been around for the last 5 years.
Okay.
He was a year old when she gave him up to my husband. And so it just went to unsupervised visitation, and it's been nothing but problems then.
Okay.
So I'm standing on the phone with my husband, verifying the fact that she had sent the information to his phone, and she's talking to her friend that's parked out there at the street, kind of behind that tree, talking to her friend about how she's going to have me thrown in jail before she leaves here so that she can just take him, and then the court will give her custody because I go to jail. And I'm like, I'm not even his biological parent.
Right.
I'm his stepmom, so it doesn't make any difference. She's here, sitting here yelling at me, you're never going to be around him, I'm going to put a restraining order from him against you. Like, I'm not any danger to him.
Right.
I have cared for him as his mother since he was a year old. Like, this child has a big part of my life. So I'm standing right here up against the door, like kind of standing just like this. She comes up the stairs while I'm on the phone, all the way up the stairs, and she is in my face, like her nose touching my nose.
Okay.
And I said, Devisha, get out of my face. I'm still on the phone. So I say it 5 different times. At this point, she has me all the way backed up against the door now. I can't get the door open. I can't nothing. And she's in my face, making me bounce off of the door in my face. So with my open hand like this, I pushed her backwards, opened the door, and went in the house. So when I pushed her backwards, she grabs me from around this side and around this side, and it's like hanging off of me, hitting me in the process. Like, you just need to get off of me at this point. Like, I'm trying to go in the house. I'm not trying to have issues with you anymore.
Right.
And in the process, scratches my back, hurts my shoulder.
Okay. You know she called us, right?
I didn't know
She
that.
called us to report that you assaulted her by shoving her off the porch.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Okay, I pushed her open-handedly out of my face.
I'm just telling you what she told me.
I didn't put.
I wasn't
she
here,
didn't
so I
even go off
don't
of
know
the
what
porch or
happened. So,
anything.
do you have any injuries?
I do. I
Okay.
actually have scratches on my body. Oh, my face.
Okay. Got a couple scratches. And that's from her?
This back here is from her.
Okay.
And then, I don't know if it's still red, but I had a red mark right there.
Yeah,
and then, like, an arm mark from where she literally hung off of my shoulder.
Okay.
And I do have pictures of shortly after it happened. I talked to dispatch and had said that I was going to have my dad take pictures of what was still red at that point.
Were there any witnesses that saw this happen?
None.
None? Okay.
Just me and her friend was in the car.
So
I'm not real sure what her friend...
what do you want to see happen?
Well, one, I disagree with her getting in my face, pushing me against the door where I had nowhere to go. But if nothing comes of this now, on Monday we're hoping to at least file a restraining order, restraining her from this address, and her pick and drop off my stepson at the Fulcrum building.
Okay.
Like, this has gone on in front of him for too long.
Well, that's
and
not good for him to
I feel
see.
bad because I go in the house and I'm crying because I'm hurt and I have all these marks all over. And he looks at me and says, "Did Devisha do that?" You know, what am I supposed to say? It's putting me in a really rough spot, especially with him.
Right.
And every single time she comes anywhere around me, she's always physical. She always has to be in my face, spitting on me, something of the sort.
Well, it sounds like you guys need a different procedure for child drop-off. One thing I would maybe suggest is somewhere where you know there's cameras. City Hall is always good. You know, gas stations are normally good. Walmart's good. They got a lot of video in the front of Walmart. You know, police stations. They've all got cameras and stuff. So it sounds like you just want her to basically leave you alone.
This is the second time that she's put her hands on me.
She, like I said,
trying to explain to her, I was not trying to be physical with her at all. I stayed on my front porch. I stayed calm. I wasn't yelling at her. I wasn't freaking out. I wasn't nothing. And for her to come to my house and pushing me up against my door with me having nowhere to go, what am I supposed to do? Like,
I don't know, and I wasn't here, so I can't talk as to what you should have done. I can tell you that you are allowed to defend yourself reasonably. So, you know, if somebody's invading your what you believe to be your personal space, and you feel that there's an imminent threat to you being harmed, you have a right to defend yourself. I can't tell you what that could entail. That's up to you. It has to be. It's going to be judged as what's reasonable if it goes to court for whatever reason. Now, with what you told me, know that she's made a complaint as well, saying that you assaulted her, you shoved her off the porch, she was injured, blah blah blah. So I'm going to have to go get her side of the story too, and my guess is, from my experience, that she's going to paint a very non-flattering picture of you. Just that's how it goes, the whole he said, she said thing. So the only saving grace between the two of you is that there's no domestic violence relationship, there's no DV relationship, you're not related by blood or marriage, you're not ever roommates, you know, none of that deal. So there's no mandatory arrest situation. It sounds like you have a plan in action to rid her of your life, which is good.
As long as I have like a report number or something from you to give to them to file the restraining order.
Well, and you don't need that. I mean, I know it helps, but you don't need a report necessarily.
To get a restraining order against her before.
It's all about how you write your affidavit. But I can give you that. Baker 334. What's my case number? Copy. Okay, there you go. That's for this. And like I said, she's going to call at 10, because apparently she's so worried that she's going to wait until 10 o'clock to call us to make her report. So I can't even go talk to her. She's not home. So anyway, more than likely, what I foresee happening is this being a kind of a wash between the two of you. She's claiming an assault on you. You're claiming an assault on her. Without any independent eyewitnesses, it's really going to be tough to determine.
The only thing that I can think of is whoever was here with her. But even at that point,
would she be a witness on her half or yours? More than likely hers.
I don't know, because the whole time that we were sitting there, while I was on the phone with my husband, who could hear what was being said, she just kept saying that, well, first she told, I don't even know who the girl's name is, to be completely honest. She just kept telling the girl that she was going to call the cops and say that I threatened to, like, cut her face off and to beat her face in and something.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's not even valid. I have been on the phone the whole entire time that I was out here. I never said anything of the sort. I asked her several times to get out of my face.
Okay.
You know, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. We've done this before. And it ended with her spitting on me and me pushing her to get away. The same exact way. And it was up at Sacred Heart, and so they even had videos and everything. And so it's just something that we've been trying to do the Fulcrum building, and she disagrees with it. Well, unless there's a court order, we can't do it there.
Which it sounds like you're doing
And now
Monday.
it's at a point of where now if I've got something to go and put against her, whatever.
Yeah, the parenting plan in writing from the courts is a lot better. It gives you
we have a parenting plan in writing from the courts. The only thing it doesn't say was the transportation agreement. It just says mom's supposed to provide transportation.
But where's drop-off and pickup?
With license.
According to the agreement.
I think it's here.
Okay.
With license and insurance.
Something you might be able to do too is get your own little video surveillance. I mean, it's very cheap. You can go, Costco, Walmart, they've got, a decent camera, especially if it's light out, it's going to catch,
Well, yeah, and the visits are from 2 to 4, so it's light out both times, picking up and dropping off. So we're hoping that it's not going to be here anymore.
Okay.
I mean, I got hit last time she was here. She canceled this last visit. So every visit that she's came to this house, she's caused conflict.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you guys need to change something, because that's not working. So.
And I felt bad for my husband, who's trying to rush out the door, go to work, and then he's going to deal with this on top of everything.
Right.
And the Fulcrum building is a middle point. They're not going to be on one side or the other. Somebody will drop him off a half hour before she even gets there.
Right.
So there won't even be any contact between us, because that's when it all goes.
Okay.
Is when there's contact.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you got a plan in action, so hopefully it works out for you.
Alrighty.
So, all right. Good luck.